Brian May once said that people always expect him to talk about music first. The guitar he built with his father, the stadiums, the screaming crowds. But when someone recently asked him a completely different question, who are the 5 people you've loved most in your life? Faces came flooding back all at once. Some made him laugh until he couldn't breathe. Some challenged him exactly when he needed it. And one, he says, he still half expects to call. That question unlocked something. Because fame is one thing. But the people who genuinely shape you? That's an entirely different story. The first name Brian reaches for might surprise you. Someone he never really knew personally. Jimi Hendrix. Before Hendrix, Brian loved the guitar. After Hendrix, he understood what the guitar could become. Hearing him play felt like watching someone kick a door off its hinges. Feedback, bends, raw emotion. Every performance felt like it could spiral into something unpredictable at any moment. Brian says Hendrix gave him permission to stop asking what a guitar was supposed to sound like and start asking what it could sound like. That fearlessness never left him. Then there's John Deacon, the quiet one. While Freddie commanded every room and Roger said exactly what was on his mind, John listened. And when John finally spoke, everyone paid attention. Brian describes him as the kind of person who never chased headlines, never made a fuss about himself, but delivered some of Queen's most iconic moments, including the bass line that drove Another One Bites the Dust into history. More than that, John was loyal, steady, the kind of person who noticed when someone was struggling and simply showed up. After Freddie died, John stepped quietly away from music. Brian says he understood. Queen was never just a band to John. It was the 4 of them. Roger Taylor has been in Brian's life so long that Brian struggles to picture a version of himself without him. They're opposites in a lot of ways. Roger speaks his mind instantly, while Brian overthinks everything. And yet that contrast worked. They argued, sometimes loudly. They always came back. Brian says real friendship isn't about agreement. It's about what you've built together, mattering more than who wins the argument. Anita Dobson, Brian's wife, gets a quieter kind of tribute, and perhaps the most honest one. Brian admits he wasn't always easy to live with. Grief, work, the weight of everything he carried after losing Freddie. She never asked him to be someone else. She just became part of his future. He talks about the small things. Making tea, knowing when the other person needs silence. One perfectly timed sentence that makes the whole complicated world feel lighter. That, he says, is what long love actually looks like. And then Freddie Mercury. It couldn't be anyone else. Not the stadium Freddie, the one who'd ring Brian at the worst possible moment with a half-formed melody and expect him to understand immediately. The one whose laugh could derail an entire afternoon's work. Even as his health declined, Freddie kept recording, kept pushing for one more line, one more chorus. Brian says watching that courage changed him permanently. The lesson he carries from all 5? Don't wait. Say what people mean to you now. Time, he's learned, is far more fragile than any of us want to believe. If this story moved you, hit like and subscribe. There's plenty more worth sticking around for.